I don't want a job. I don't want to be a corporate girly. I don't want to climb the ladder. I don't want to be a boss babe. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to be the breadwinner. I do not want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to be home. I want to be cooking in the kitchen. I want to be cleaning. I want to be shopping. I want to be making brownies. I want to be cooking dinner, making homemade meals every night, almost every night. I want to do all the things. I want to welcome my future husband home from work with a big bear hug and a, hey, you ready for dinner? Dinner on the table. I want to watch movies with him every night. I want to send him off to work in the morning with some nice, freshly baked muffins. I don't want a 9 to 5. I don't want a job. I don't want to work from home. No, it's not for me. I don't want it. It's not, I reject that. My future husband's going to be the breadwinner. He's going to bring in the dough. He will be raking it in. And I'll be right there cheering him on as I go buy 17 decorative pillows for our bed. Okay? That's the life for me.
Why do men have this constant fear of being used for money that they don't even have?
Oh, I don't know. Let's take a moment and think about this, though, okay? It might have something to do with the veritable plethora of posts that are out there made by some women that are, one, indicating how exactly you can get more money out of a guy by acting in a certain way, or that a lot of women won't date a man unless he makes a certain amount of money, or it could also be that there are some women that actually indicate that unless the guy is spoiling them financially, they don't want to be with him. Could it be any of those possibilities? Sure, some guys don't have a lot of money, but a lot of people, especially those that don't have a lot of money, are very protective of the money that they do have. And seeing how many women out there are only after men for what they can get out of them in terms of finances, it does tend to make some men exceptionally more cautious when it comes to dating certain women.
Absolutely, because a lot of them claim to be strong and independent women, yet the first thing they expect from a man is that he makes 6 figures, buys them gifts, or treats them like a princess just for existing. The truth is, many of these women don't even have a place to fall dead. Even though they've joined the workforce, a lot of them don't have a single cent to their name because they're drowning in debt. Any man who's been dating lately can tell you. The first thing you find out is they're buried in debt. So brother, protect your money. It's hard enough to earn it. Don't waste it on someone who isn't worth your time.
Listen to me, women, we have been lied to. We have been deceived by this kind of expectations, these expectations, multiple expectations of being both successful in our careers and also being great mothers and wives and girlfriends or whatever. I feel at this age that I have been targeted by microaggressions by men throughout my life and my career. You actually can never do right. If you're a mother, why are you a mother and a professional? If you're not a mother, why have you not had children? If you're successful in your marriage, well, you should be staying at home and taking care of your household. If you're not, how are you managing? Why have you not chosen another career? As a doctor, I promise you, I am attacked, especially by the male species, on regular basis by my choices. If I ever have a bleep, which I had earlier last year, kind of suffered from tiredness and low iron and iron deficient iron deficiency anemia, and physically wasn't unwell. I have been judged throughout as if like I had to choose something else. However, if I make the decision to stay at home and, for example, claim benefits and rely on, public funds, then that also I would be a loser. If I'm married to someone who's successful and I don't have a career, I should be doing something about it. However, if I go to work and I'm ambitious, then I have to be absolutely 100% efficient, which I cannot be as a mother and a single parent and a doctor. You can never be. This is unachievable expectations. And despite me kind of doing really well and passing my exams, getting my training number, progressing through my training fine, minus when I had problems with my physical health, I'm reminded that I'm a woman all the time. I don't know what the solution is. Please, guys, tell me. Are we never gonna win? I don't know.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
This woman talks like the world owes her something. No one tricked her or forced her to choose her career. She decided to be a single mother and a doctor, and now she complains because the path is tough. Welcome to the real world, where everyone, men and women, faces criticism, pressure, and exhaustion. The difference is, a man doesn't play the victim. He carries his load and keeps moving forward. She says the expectations are impossible, but that only happens when you try to do everything without accepting natural limits. You can't be a full-time mom, a high-level professional, and still expect to be treated like some untouchable princess. Responsibility is kryptonite for the modern woman who wants the credit without the sacrifice.
Hey, y'all women, speak for yourselves when y'all say y'all don't need. Because, baby, I need a man. I don't want to be independent. I don't want to do everything on my own. Sup, Papa?
Victims of the male loneliness epidemic deserve exactly zero empathy from women.
And why would that be?
Because hating women is exactly how they got into this mess. And the only thing that's going to get them out of it is being less misogynistic and to stop placing the burden of their problems and the solutions to those problems on women.
I feel at this point, I should actually state the obvious. Because at least as far as I have seen, for the most part, those speaking about the supposed male loneliness epidemic have mostly been women. And a person has to wonder why that is. Not only that, but those particular women who choose to talk about how lonely and misogynistic most men supposedly are really seem to have never actually had a conversation with any of these single men. Because no, most men are not misogynistic. And those that are single are actually, for the most part, rather happy being single in their drama-free existence where they can actually just enjoy their peace. It's almost like some of these women need to believe that men are lonely so that they can justify some of the statements that they are making.
Go again with the story of the male loneliness epidemic, when in reality, if anyone is hitting that wall hard, it's the modern woman. There are 7 million more women than men, and that's not even counting gay men. Yet people still insist that men are the desperate ones. It doesn't add up. But of course, that narrative works for the feminist who's never understood men or even basic math. The truth is, women who've experienced what it's like to have a good man at home actually appreciate it. They're not out here saying they don't need one. They want a partner, not out of desperation, but because they understand the value of masculinity. On the other hand, the feminist nobody wants, the one who ended up alone because she pushed away every man with common sense, can't accept that she wasn't chosen. That's why she attacks. That's why she criticizes. That's why she needs to convince herself that men are the ones who are lonely and bitter, even though the numbers and reality say otherwise.
Women.
I'm not paying for your food. When we're on a date, I'm not paying for my food either. Call me old-fashioned. That's just how I feel. Dating has gotten absolutely insane. I am not a 50-50 kind of girl. I am not a coffee date kind of girl. Going on a walk is not a date. The time and energy it takes me to get ready for a date, the amount of makeup that I put on my face and what that costs like per swipe of blush. You cannot take me to coffee. I'm sorry, that just doesn't fly for me. There are men that I know that I think are really quality good guys, and they're not having their ladies pay for anything. They're just really not. Like, it would offend them. My bare minimum expectations are that you are going to make a plan, make a reservation, open doors for me, pay for the food, make sure I get home safely. If you enjoyed the date, to call me again, to set something else up. And if you didn't enjoy it, to give me a call and let me know that.
Personally, she's right about some things. I do think expectations are way too high nowadays. As a man, I'll always recommend planning the date, picking her up, and having something organized. That helps because it puts you in control and makes the situation more comfortable for you. I firmly believe that a man with a solid plan can win a woman over. After all, that's what dates are for. You invited her for a reason. Now, for a first date, I think grabbing a coffee is perfectly fine, and I don't think any man has an issue paying for that. A walk afterward, where you can talk and connect, isn't a bad idea either. The whole point of the first date is to get to know each other and see if there's chemistry. Then, if there's a second date, the man will make more of an effort because he genuinely likes her and she likes him. But if right from the start she lays out a list of demands, the man's going to walk away. Because no guy wants to be the sponsor of a fancy dinner with someone he just met.
I'm telling you right now, be careful of a man who always has something to say. Always has something to say. He always has to argue about something. He always has to, be right about something. He always has to just yap, and mansplain, okay? Because those types of guys, I'm telling you right now, are very, very dangerous. And like, they want to control like how things are run. They want to like control the dynamic. They're always trying to cause a problem, okay? The type of guys that yap too much, they're gonna not be your peace. They're gonna give you a lot of chaos, okay? You want that strong, silent type, okay? Because it shows he's cool, calm, and collected. You do not want a man that always has to freaking say something to you. Why are you arguing with me, sir? You are a man. Pipe down. I'm not gonna like go back and forth with you. So if a man has always something to say, he is always running his mouth, please just know that's like a very it's being very, very chaotic for you. Okay, he will not bring you peace. Absolutely not. I'm telling you, I'm warning you right now. The man is always talking with his mouth. You'll see later on.
No, it's not that a smooth-talking man is dangerous. The issue is that women confuse confidence with manipulation. A man with the right words can melt her because women fall in love through what they hear, not what they see. We men are visual, but they're drawn in by what they listen to. And if that man knows when to speak and when to stay silent, he's already won half the battle. Now, talking nonstop isn't seduction, it's anxiety. A man who dominates the conversation without listening loses his charm. The real key is in the mystery, in letting her express herself, watching her, reading her body language, and guiding the conversation calmly. That's how real tension and attraction are built. The problem is, too many men don't know when to shut up. They try to convince instead of conquer. The Bible said it best. Even a fool is considered wise when he keeps silent. So learn to listen, because even silence can say a lot.
This is so true. And when I've contemplated going back into the dating world, what continually comes up for me is this thing. Men have never made my life easier. Men have never saved me. Despite the fairy tale we are all heavily taught and buy into at a young age as women, which is that men are rescuing us and that one day we're going to have this fairy tale where we're saved by a man. That fairy tale is a lie, because everything I've done in my life has been despite men, not because of them. I've continually had to rescue myself. I've continually had to learn how to make my life easier and better on my own. And there is no man coming to rescue me. I actually rescue myself by decentering them.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
The first thing you need to understand is that you live well, both directly and indirectly, thanks to men. It's not that men don't do anything for you. It's that you don't have a husband. Your city, your home, everything around you stays stable because of the sacrifice of millions of men in this country. That phone you use was made by a man. The house you live in was built by men. The streets you walk on, the electricity you use, the maintenance of your car, all of it is thanks to men's work. The problem is that, Inside your bubble, you think men don't contribute anything to your life because you're looking at it through the lens of having an empty bed. But thanks to men, you have an easy life. If it weren't for them, you'd be in the jungle trying to survive, where you'd already be extinct.
I hate a man who is active on social media, and
Of course they do, because that makes perfect sense.
I don't mean just like has an account. I mean like who are you posting stories for? Why are you posting multiple stories per day?
Well, heaven forbid a guy has a hobby, and maybe, just maybe, they're posting it for themselves and their friends and their family.
That is for girls and girls only.
Says who? Rather sounds like some of those girls are jealous that some of those guys are doing better on social media than they are. Oh, and I probably should mention, most social media companies are owned by men.
Get off fucking Instagram and go build something.
Ooh, gender role stereotypes. I wonder how they'd like it if guys told her to get off the internet and go cook something.
Like, why am I scrolling on Instagram and I see likes? Get a fucking job.
It rather makes me wonder if someone has so much time to complain about what other people are doing, what exactly do they do for a living?
Like, why are you just on Instagram? Like, oh, that's so icky and embarrassing. Especially when I go through my reels and it's like that. Build something!
I'm just gonna say, this just sounds like jealousy because it seems those guys have actually built something. It's called a social media following.
She says that now, but just wait until she hits around 100,000 followers on some social media platform. You'll see her begging men to subscribe to her Blue app just to sell her dignity for $4.95. Because that's how they are. They criticize us, only to end up needing us later. Also, how does she even know that men spend so much time on social media? What kind of men is she following to know they post 3 stories a day? Maybe she's stalking some Chad's profile, the one who's ignoring her. Because they're experts at digging through men's social media just to see if there's another woman in the picture. You already know, female hypergamy in full effect.
Women.
I don't care what anyone says. I don't want my man liking other women's pictures. I just don't. And I don't think that makes me insecure or childish or anything of the sort. I just feel like that's a boundary that I've set and it's something that should be respected. Like, I hate when men come on here and like, oh, she's so insecure for that. Oh, like, that's so childish. Grow up. No, I won't, because it's not. It's not just social media, because men like to get on here all the time and play fucking stupid and act like it's just social media. Why does it matter? Because it does. Because it's not just social media. Like, you have a direct line of communication with this person. You're liking all their pictures. You're probably liking their fucking stories, and I just don't know. Like, everybody knows what goes on Instagram. Everyone knows people slide in your DMs, slide in your story, like slide in this. Why would I want other people to see who you're potentially sliding on? Like, you can look all you fucking want. I can't control your goddamn eyes, but like, why do you have to make it public so everybody else can see what you're literally liking with your eyes? Like, just look at it. You don't have to double tap. It's so simple. It's so simple to just look and keep scrolling. You don't need to notify the girl that you're looking at that you saw her picture. You don't need to notify the entire fucking world. Like, oh yeah, hey, this guy has a girlfriend, but I always see him under so-and-so's pictures. Embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. Disrespectful. Okay? It's so simple, and I feel like men just want to play stupid as fuck all the time.
Girls, I'm gonna ruin your day. Do not believe anything that comes out of a man's mouth if it's not backed up by actions. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. He told you he adores you, but he can go more than 72 hours not calling. He adores you when it's convenient. Told you he can't wait to travel with you, yet no tickets or trips have been planned or bought. He lives in Delulu world. Let me guess, he talks a big game but falls short when it comes to keeping promises. Ooh, total keeper you have, babe. Just please remind me, when the heck was it natural for you to start to chase a man? Does it feel good? Listen to me. If you are second guessing if he's into you, trust your gut. He's not the one. He's not the one, sweetheart. Anyways, you will never have to question if a man, I look ridiculous. I look ridiculous. Now listen to me. A man who genuinely likes you will leave no doubt. He will make it crystal clear that he's into you. You will never have to question his sincerity. Do me a favor and just ask any woman who's married. She'll probably tell you that her husband pursued her. There's a reason why she has a ring. Let's be honest. But there are some marriages that Just please take this as a sign. You deserve somebody who can deliver more than empty words. I tell my sisters and my friends this all the time. You deserve effort and consistency. Don't forget that. Let this be your reminder.
Remember that when a woman gets mad at you for having social media, it's because she lives on there all day, and she doesn't want you to notice the army of simps constantly praising her. Because if you do, the blindfold she wants you to keep on will fall off, and she won't be able to keep taking advantage of you. You don't realize how much she craves male validation. Now, the second woman is partly right. A man who knows what he wants doesn't hesitate, doesn't waste time, doesn't beat around the bush. But today, that's labeled as being oppressive, too intense, or controlling. That's why men don't chase anymore. That's why they don't overexert themselves, because they've learned that the one who looks too hungry doesn't eat. That's why women like these dating coaches always end up hitting the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive.
So let's be so for real. 99.9% of your relationship problems are caused by women scrolling themselves into a downward spiral. Let me explain. As we all know, the majority of social media is geared towards women, and there's so much useless information on this app about, oh, your boyfriend didn't get you flowers. That means he hates you. Oh, he's not sleeping with you. That means there's someone else. Oh, he stopped at the gas station. That means he doesn't like you. Oh, he comes home from a 14-hour shift and doesn't help you with laundry. So that's his weaponized incompetence. He actually forgets dates and anniversaries or something because he's forgetful. Then he's intentionally being a narcissist and forgetting information to gaslight you. When he's trying to control the finances because you overspend, now he's financially abusive. If he's on Twitter, that means he's cheating on you and looking at half-naked girls. If he stays at work late, that means he has a work wife and he's cheating on you. If he forgets something at the grocery store, then he's intentionally doing it because it's his weaponized incompetence. Women will literally sit here and scroll for 3 fucking hours, and then you will be at work and all of a sudden you're fighting because she saw a TikTok that triggered her and now she thinks that you are cheating on her. And the worst part about it is it gives no space for men to be unhappy. It gives no space for men to be depressed or have their own mental health issues. It gives no fucking room for these men to even have a normal job, because if he's not texting fast enough, then he hates you. It doesn't give any room for men to make mistakes. It doesn't give men any room to speak up or talk about anything without being labeled a narcissist or an abuser or whatever bullshit that social media is telling women. It gives men no space to have hobbies or be a normal human being, because inherently these men are out here just cheating, lying, scamming, and being pieces of shit all across the fucking country. And, it has nothing to do with the fact that she has sat there and overanalyzed some bullshit that somebody said on TikTok, and now you're in a fight for the next 3 weeks because she's in a downward spiral because she does it to herself. The funny thing is it comes from a bunch of bitter ass, miserable women who probably just broke up with their boyfriend that are saying all of this bullshit that are causing problems in your relationship. And the only reason that she needs so much reassurance is because she's sending herself into these downward spirals, and she's still expecting you to pick up the pieces even when you've done nothing wrong. These women are delusional because other women are making them delusional based on the information that they're retaining every single day, and I just don't think this is talked about enough. Okay, bye.
A beer for this woman for speaking the truth that many men live. There are hundreds of marriages, whether legally married or just living together, where men work long hours and come home exhausted, only to be met by a woman upset and yelling at them for not coming home just to keep working. There are also women who have healthy marriages, but then they start watching that toxic content on TikTok, where miserable, husbandless women start telling them that everything their man does is suspicious, throwing out the classic line, "All men cheat." A woman who surrounds herself with friends, family, or social media filled with that kind of misery ends up absorbing all that negativity and bringing it into her home. And what happens? She ruins her marriage and ends up just as miserable as the one who influenced her, alone, bitter, and with a cat on the wall. Because the wall doesn't forgive.
I don't care what you guys say. This is a subtle sign that he is an asshole and that you should immediately run. This one's petty, but I swear it's true. If you send him a photo of you where you're like looking nice and a nice photo for him, and you send it over, and he responds with only emojis, no words, or even worse, if no emojis, no words, and he just likes it or loves it, puts a heart on it, that is a sure sign he's a low effort man, doesn't deserve you. I don't care. I believe it. I stand by this. Every single guy that has done this to me has turned out to be an asshole and not worth my time.
Every guy who does that to her ends up being a jerk, right? Or maybe she should start valuing herself more instead of sending pictures to random strangers she's not even in a relationship with. Then they turn around and say men are perverts always asking for photos. Notice how she sends them willingly to the guy she likes. Probably a typical Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table. She loves that kind of guy because he doesn't overreact to her, and that's what attracts her. Remember, absence, anxiety, and uncertainty will always be your best allies. Because women fall in love on their own with the guy who knocks them off their pedestal. That's why they have experience with men like that, not with the simp who worships them like goddesses. Those guys don't interest them. Keep your value high, brother.
A lot of men don't like strong women because it requires them to be a man. Not a boy who wants attention, not a guy who wants control, a real, grounded, strong man. And y'all just can't deal with it.
This is how you lose a good man fast, because some of you are praying for the man of your dreams, but when he shows up, you're the one driving him away. The fastest way to repel a man of value is disrespect. If you embarrass him, talk down to him in front of others, he is done. Men will tolerate a lot, but they will not tolerate a woman who kills their respect. The second way is chaos. If being with you feels like a full-time job filled with drama, constant arguments, mood swings, and tests, he will not stay. A man of value does not want a second battlefield at home. He wants peace. And the third way, controlling everything. If you won't let him lead, won't trust him to make decisions, won't respect him as a whole man, then what's the point? He is not going to fight for you. He'll just leave. See, you can be beautiful, successful, and independent, but if you are disrespectful, chaotic, and controlling, no man of value will stick around. They just won't. He doesn't need to. He has options, and he will walk away from a woman who drains him. So if you really want to attract and keep the man of your dreams, don't be the woman who destroys him. Be the woman who builds him up. Be the woman who adds peace, respect, admiration, and passion, because the truth is, high-value men don't waste their time where they are not valued. And if you don't get that right, you won't just repel him. You're going to lose him forever and be alone with your cats.
Totally agree. Women today don't value men. No matter what a man does, he won't get credit for it or be appreciated. Just look at the first video. That man comes home tired from work, only to find his woman, who doesn't work and stays at home, hasn't even made him something to eat. And this man, who starts cooking and making dinner for both of them, gets humiliated right away. She shames him on social media. Then she starts ordering him around to show dominance, telling him to do the dishes. That's a clear sign that the marriage isn't going to last. The thing is, today's woman, thanks to radical feminism, wants to prove she's above the man. She no longer shows respect, not even as a partner. And worse, she records you just so other women and people can laugh at you. But it's not just her. Every man needs to see the next video.
You're not going to believe this. The other day, my husband was looking at our 2-year-old and he said, "Your nails are so short. They're always so short." And then he looked over at me and said, "How come her nails don't grow? Does that mean she has like a vitamin deficiency?" Keep in mind she's 2, and what this means is he has never cut or filed her nails in over 2 years. So I started thinking, wow, he doesn't know that I do that. I wonder if he knows how her butt gets clean. I wonder if he has any idea why her teeth are always white. There must be so many things he doesn't know or doesn't have to worry about. How amazing that must be. If I could change places with anyone in this world, I think it would be my husband. What a privileged man. In his world, the mini trash cans empty themselves. His mirror never has toothpaste splashes on it. Little by little, his house becomes more aesthetically pleasing, and he has no idea how or why. He doesn't have to worry about giving the children their vitamins. He lives in a world where he doesn't know that you have to vacuum under the cushions of a couch. Tag your husband if he's one of the elite and knows these things.
The problem that I have with this video is not that she's picking out one particular thing that she always does for her child while leaving out a lot of things that he probably does all the time, such as building stuff like that deck. That's not it, because I think that every relationship has that to some degree. It is all about the teamwork. But that is not where she ends the video. She does bash her husband because she goes on to list 3 other things that he never does that she only takes care of, and then she calls him privileged. So other creators, they're calling it out. And there has been a response video that I've seen. It's just as bad, but I don't know yet if I'm going to do a response video on that. If you guys really want it, let me know.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
You see the problem. One of the differences between men and women is that women need validation for everything they do, even the smallest things. Unlike men, who act selflessly. Because really, what's wrong with your husband, who knows you're the primary caregiver of your daughter, asking you a question about her? Who else is he supposed to ask? Her grandmother, his mom. And then you say he went over your head, that he should have asked you first. It just doesn't make any sense. This man is outside building a patio for you. He probably works hard to give you a good life, so you have the privilege of staying home with your kids. He clearly trusts you to take care of things, and that bothers you too? Like I said, she wants to live in a world where she doesn't have to do anything, where the man is supposed to do it all. And the worst part is, when she does get a man like that, like the guy who was cooking, she still humiliates and shames him online just to show dominance over him. But if you think that's bad, wait until you see the next video and understand where all this bitterness toward men comes from.
Women.
So one time I was friends with a man I know, and we got to talking about how the manosphere has really changed everything in men in the last few years. And by changed, I mean brought to the surface what was already happening. So I shared some of the statistics that are out there about how many men are abusive, how many men will admit to being abusive, and how many women have been abused. And his response was straight up just like shock and disbelief. And his reason for that shock and disbelief was that most men hadn't had girlfriends. That like he'd read some statistic about how few men had girlfriends. And that he was like, how could men be abusive if they've never had a woman? And it clicked for me in that moment that, not just this crappy guy, but it clicked for me what I'd heard from men over the years, which is that they genuinely feel such entitlement, such ownership to the objects that they think women are, that they genuinely believe that, A, all men deserve a woman. All men deserve a woman to experiment on, to abuse, to learn how to be a good person. And that if a man is not given a woman to work out his issues on, then something terribly wrong has been done to him, that he doesn't have a woman. And that needs to be fixed before anything else can be fixed. Before the abuse can stop, before the behaviors can change. The number one thing that needs to change is the travesty of men not getting women to play with. And so I think about that a lot now, even though it's been years since we've talked. And it just reminds me, whenever I try to forget, that this is the mindset of men, of patriarchal men right now. And this is how they think of women. And they only will tell you that if they think that they can tell you that safely without losing access to you. Just keep that in mind.
Fuck up, you crazy bitch whore!
This is where that venom toward men comes from. It comes from women like this, radical feminists who blame men even for things they haven't done. Just look at this woman's twisted logic. Men see you as an object. Men have harmed women. The guy says something completely reasonable, like pointing out that a large number of men today haven't even had a girlfriend. And studies show that among young Gen Z men, around 40 to 45% may have never been in a romantic relationship. But still, they're guilty just for being men. That's how they see the world. They accuse you of the offense before it even happens. And this same poison is seeping into marriages today, making more and more men choose to stay single and at peace. The next video is a perfect example of that.
because all I do is care for our fucking family and bust my ass off every fucking day, but I don't get a thank you or nothing. I don't get anything. All these dishes, all the cleaning, all the extra work that I do, nothing. Because it's not your way. You control every fucking situation in our lives. And I am fucking fed up and done.
Sounds like an unappreciative man. Instead of recording, you should have been trying to console him. Baby, men like to be appreciated and feel loved too. In relationships, it's a two-way street. So stop always taking and not giving. Don't be like these internet blockheads and lose your relationship. Girl, go in there and check on your man, because he sound like he been complaining about this shit for a long time and you still on that bullshit. So go handle your business, baby girl.
A lot of married men often ask themselves, why the hell did I get married? You work harder every day to provide comfort for someone who won't appreciate anything you do for her. It wrecks your health, and she still doesn't know how to give you a little space or peace. And you end up like this man, fed up, exhausted from being in a relationship that brings more stress than happiness. Do you know how many men have worked their whole lives for their families, and their wives have never once said, "Babe, thank you for what you've done"? Do you know how many have raised kids, paid for their education, left them an inheritance, even built assets to create generational wealth, and still never heard a simple thank you? A lot of these women come from humble beginnings. They got lucky to end up with the kind of man who broke the cycle of generational poverty in their family, and they don't appreciate it. On the contrary, they steal the credit and say things like, "Behind every great man is a great woman," just to avoid admitting that man is the best thing that ever happened to them.
Your self-worth is determined by the way you let this man treat you. So show me how your man treats you, and I will understand the level of your self-respect and love, because you allow this to happen. So even if a man is abuser or doesn't pay your bills or doesn't help you or doing 50-50 with you, it indicates that your self-worth is low and you don't respect yourself. I feel like most of us women, we went through toxic relationship because 90% of the time, this is how we learn. If we have some kind of people-pleasing traumas, we learn through toxic relationship. But the scary moment is when you keep repeating the toxic cycle and choosing bad partner. So this is where I would advise you to go to therapy and stop this toxic cycle and start reading books, psychology. Carl Jung. Another one is how you let your girlfriends and your friends treat you. This was one of my biggest indicators that I wasn't being able to recognize myself, because I always wanted to be a nice, good friend. I was always blinded. My girlfriends mistreating me or being jealous of me or just not supporting me or criticizing me or talking behind my back. Like, I let this happen. Once I went to therapy and worked specifically on this toxic cycle stopped. I don't let other people who are not good for me or don't treat me the way I would like to be treated as a friend in my life. One more is your health and your physical state. If you are not in your healthy shape, you're not overweight, you're not overly skinny, if your health is good, that means that you take care of yourself. Because a lot of people neglect themselves. They let themselves lose the shape. They don't take care of the body. For us women, those morning and night rituals about our body and ourselves is so crucial. To be in touch with our body and our gut, that basically is our immune system, is so important. And a lot of girls just, they choose short-term pleasure over self-love and self-care, which leads to a lot of chronic inflammation in the body, problems with hormones, and not looking good as a result, because all your health, equal your beauty.
All I heard here was that everyone else is wrong except you, that everyone's out to get you just because they're jealous, that no one does what you want them to do. A whole lot of criticism aimed outward and zero self-reflection. Today's woman only thinks about receiving, about "I deserve this, I deserve that. They give nothing but expect everything. That's why they even clash with their own friends, because they think the exact same way. When two people are only focused on what benefits them, it's no surprise they end up being toxic toward each other. Because remember, your friends are 50% of who you are. There's a reason you get along with them. So if your friend is like that, chances are you are too. As everyone knows, a woman's worst enemy is often another woman.
For those of you laughing because I'm on welfare, I just want to show you something real quick. This is my upcoming pending deposit.
Did you happen to notice your account is frozen?
For November. If you think that I'm going to suffer come November, you better think again. I know how to work the system into my favor. I have multiple sources of income.
There's no EBT next month. What is this pumpkin man doing, bro? Why the fuck we gotta starve on Thanksgiving? Are you dead ass, pumpkin man? It's like, yo, it's just like you gotta like. Why the fuck there's no EBT next month? Why the fuck November though? It couldn't be January, Feb, March? Why the fuck does it have to be November? Why November? Yo. How the fuck am I supposed to afford groceries?
This is gonna be a super hard lesson for a lot of people to learn. A super hard lesson. Never, ever, 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 ever depend on the government for anything. Never trust the government for anything. Never build your lifestyle around anything that the government is giving out. Never, ever, ever, ever believe that anything that the government is doing has anything to do with your safety. Never ever. Pew pew buyback program. What, you think that was about your safety? Unarmed nation is a controlled nation. Never ever depend on the government to feed your family. Never ever depend on the government to feed yourself. Don't depend on the government for your housing. Don't depend on the government for your food, for your medical, for what doctor you're going to see or what specialist you need to see. It's the best argument that I can come up with on why we should never ever adapt universal health care. Ever ever. The government as a whole is not reliable, and it does not matter who is in office. Blaming Trump is fucking wild though, because this isn't Trump. And the amount of people that don't understand the hierarchy of the political, the executive house and all that stuff is pretty wild to me. And it just shows me how very little the Department of Education actually ever did. This isn't Trump. This is Congress. This is your Congress. This is your Democrats and your senators. Okay. This is your Democrats out here who are posting TikToks about, different things. And then your GOP who's out here posting selfies about their things and thirst traps. This is Congress. If you want to be mad at somebody, go be mad at Congress. What Trump could do is he could use some of the tariff funds if there's enough, and there might not be because the tariff thing is still kind of new, if there's enough to cover some of the EBT. But again, I kind of doubt that they will because of the waste, abuse, and the fraud that was going on within the program that was highlighted a couple months ago again. Never, ever, 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 ever trust the government with your well-being. Never. You are currently on SNAP and you're not going to get your SNAP or whatever next month. Start getting a plan together. Just get off the program. It's going to be a volatile back and forth if it comes back at all. Ever, 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 ever trust the government.
Or just get a job. Freeloader. You sure loved living off the government, keeping your fridge full without lifting a finger in your life. Now that the government handouts are over, you're whining. There are 42 million freeloaders living off the system. That has to change. The system shouldn't exist to support you. Just look at that woman. She's going to get $4,000. That's a whole family's paycheck in many states, and she gets it just for having kids, sitting at home. And that comes out of your taxes. I don't feel sorry that they're cutting her off, because a lot of people work 12 hours a day and still can't afford to eat, while these people eat 10 times better without even working. While you bust your ass getting a degree, paying off loans, and living a modest life because you can't afford anything, your government is stealing your money and taxes to hand it over to these freeloaders. It should be simple. Everyone works. If your food depends on the government, it's your fault, not the system's.
What's up, you guys? We're back at Walmart. You know what that means. We're about to go tear this place up. I got food stamps and WIC on my side to help me out, but I also have 3 kids in this car. So this is about to be a fun trip. We have nothing in our house. So this is about to be a lot of fun. We're going to fill this car up. We're also making Philly cheesesteaks for dinner, which I am so excited about. But I'm not tackling this place alone with all 3 of my kids. You got to come with me. Come on. They're here.
Oh.
Thank you. This stuff is so good. This.
Oh, shit. You can breathe first. This is what you.
5 years and they're expensive. They're so good. Well, that was probably the most tiring grocery experience I've had in a long time, but it was pretty cool because the only thing that I bought that wasn't food stamps approved were toothbrushes. So I only had to spend $2 of my own money. Lots of food. I'm ready for bed. Thank you guys for coming along. I love you so much. Mwah.
I am ready for
Bye.
bed.
The poor thing only spent $2 of her own money, while many people can't afford to shop like that. She's enjoying better food than someone who works 8 hours a day to feed their family, someone who actually pays taxes on their labor. Honestly, that doesn't seem fair to me. I like the Chinese system. Taxes are used to create wealth and build infrastructure. The government charges low taxes so citizens can use their own money to get ahead. But of course, the government doesn't give out social programs to help you. It's simple. If you don't work, you don't eat. That's how it should be. My money should be invested in improving the lives of all citizens, not in giving handouts to people who don't want to work.
So tear this place up. I got food stamps and WIC on my side to help me out, but I also have 3 kids in this car. So this is about to be a fun trip. We have nothing in our house. So this is about to be a lot of fun. We're going to fill this car up. I'm not tackling this place alone with all 3 of my kids. You got to come with me. Come on.
You started off so good, and then it just nosedive. It seems like the deeper you go in the aisles, it just nosedives. Let's take a look.
This stuff is so good. This.
Hold up. Those liquid IVs are like $9 a piece, and you bought 3 with food stamps?
Well, that was probably the most tiring grocery experience.
No, what's tiring is being the middle class who has to get up early every morning and go to work and then come home and then pay for all that fucking garbage. You started off so well. You got your meat, you got your potatoes, and then it just down a cliff. Do you really need that Starbucks coffee? Do you really need the coffee creamer? A little bit of whole milk, which you bought 2 gallons of, and a little bit of sugar would have done you just fine. Fucking, this is wasteful. The children aren't gonna have Thanksgiving. I didn't see one Thanksgiving item in that entire fucking cart. This video is from 5 days ago. Government's been shut down all month. You knew them food stamps, they ain't coming next month. Them food stamps ain't coming next month. What's worse is this is the second food stamp haul that you did. You did one last month, too, where you also bought $18 or $24 worth of liquid IV. How are you gonna feed your kids liquid IV? And then how are you gonna post it to the internet and so positive and, oh, we're gonna have so much fun. I never had a haul look like that where I just threw all kinds of name brand shit in my cart. Everything I buy is store brand because it's a few dollars cheaper because I have to buy it with my own money. Keep the shit shut down. Keep it shut down. The children, they're not, yeah, well, you know what? These are the parents. So go and yell at them. Stop fucking yelling at me for exposing it and go yell at the parents for fucking doing it. Make accountability great again. Fuck.
Exactly. Being middle class is a joke. You're the one paying the most in taxes in this country, living like crap, while these people eat food you can't even afford. It's infuriating because it's not even a purchase out of necessity, which is what those food stamps are supposed to be for. It's just junk food and indulgence. And I'm supposed to be okay with my tax money going to that? Do you have any idea how much all this costs? SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program money bag, $100.3 billion in fiscal year 2024. WIC, Women, Infants, and Children Money Bag $6.6 billion. Section 8, Housing Choice Voucher Program Money Bag $32.7 billion. Total is almost equal to $140.2 billion. All that money is spent on keeping unproductive people afloat. And meanwhile, you get none of it. Veterans don't get it either. A lot of people with disabilities don't even qualify for these programs. And that's not even touching on the political fraud, with millions being stolen. So don't tell me this is fair. That money should be going toward improving life for everyone, not funding luxuries for people who don't want to work.
I never understood the hate that people get when they use food stamps or when they receive any type of government assistance at all. Because if we being completely honest here, groceries are expensive as hell. And I will never be ashamed to admit that I low-key miss when I used to qualify for mine. If anything, I feel like the very least thing that they can give us are free groceries. That's why I never understood the comment that be like, that's probably a EBT hole. I be like, and if it is, like, what's so bad about people receiving help? Are you just mad because you don't receive help? Till this day, I just never truly understood the beef over food stamps. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't get it.
So you're telling me that food stamps are off next month, and keep in mind it hasn't even gotten to next month, right? It's like not even next month yet, but a lot of you just got your food stamps like less than a week ago, and or haven't even gotten it for this month yet. And you're telling me that because you're scared it might not come this month, you're already prepared that your children are not going to eat next month. You're already saying that as a parent, you will do nothing from here till then to make sure that your children have food in their bellies, and that your children will not feed or not be fed. And it's because of Trump and the government, and we need to blame them right now because that's their fault.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's not Trump's fault, it's yours. Most parents who actually work have their food covered because they pay for it with their own money. If you turn the government into your wallet to buy your groceries, that's your problem. Of course I've got an issue with food stamps, because those people are freeloaders. Does that woman look like someone who works 8 or 12 hours a day? No. She looks like someone who eats well and doesn't struggle in life. She gets $500 to $800 in food stamps. Of course they eat for a whole month or more, and they eat well. Just look at those carts full of food. Meanwhile, the people who do work are out here stretching a week's worth of meat, looking up cooking hacks just to make the food last. The worst part is, these folks feel entitled to judge and criticize, like it's your duty to support them. Give me a break.
Women.
This message is for all the people that are complaining that they're not getting their food stamps for November. What did you do with October's food stamp money?
Sorry about the jump scare in that clip back there. Now, Broomhilda asked a question to start off her video. That was the clip you just saw. And interestingly enough, she has the comments turned off on that video. The video where she's asking people a question about what they spent their food stamp money on in October, which would lead you to believe she wants an answer to the question. And yet she turned the comments off. To believe one or more of the following happened. She's unwilling to admit that she's wrong. She couldn't handle the responses she got, or she got tired of people commenting about the incessant smacking of her lips as she eats peanut butter toast. It should come as no surprise that Broomhilda believes the Democrats are responsible for the government shutdown. And she also talks about how long she could make a certain amount of money stretch in her household. And yet she doesn't point out that while the government is shut down and Trump is hosting private fundraiser dinners or destroying the east facade of the White House for a $250 million ballroom, or the Trump administration is sending $20 billion to Argentina, I believe, who also just brokered a deal with China for soybeans, if I'm not mistaken, also undercutting American farmers. All of this is taking place, and so much money is being sent everywhere else that Broomhilda presumably wouldn't like. But yet, because it's the Democrats' fault the government is shut down, she wants to come on the internet and lecture people about how they should spend their money because she believes she has some right to do so. And yet, she doesn't even have the bravery to leave her comment section on.
First off, the investment in Argentina is already bringing returns. As a country, you need allies in your own backyard. Second, a deal has already been closed with China to buy soybeans from American farmers. And third, the government isn't supposed to be filling your fridge. You look like a healthy man, capable of working. Food stamps are supposed to be for people truly in need, and that's not what I see in you. The truth is, it was the Democrats who shut down the government because of the current administration's spending. But that's hit their own programs hard, like food stamps and Section 8, programs they've been pushing for years. Now their own voters, the 42 million people they've made dependent on the government, are feeling the consequences of letting the government feed them instead of getting a job. So go learn how to budget like every other freeloader. And if you think this is outrageous, let me show you a video of a woman spending $1,000 on groceries. You tell me if she looks like someone in need.
Hey y'all, hey! So, I know y'all been waiting. I ain't done this in a couple of months, and the last one was kind of half-assed done. So, here we go. Grocery haul. What I get with 1,117 food stamps a month. And mind y'all, this isn't all of it. This is just $719 of food stamps. So, I still have food stamps. So, here we go. We're gonna start with the frozen foods first. Okay, guys, I'm sitting on the floor. Here we go. We got if I only tell you what I have, then it's only one. Okay, so I'm gonna let you guys know how many, but if I only say the name of it and show you, it's only one of them. So we're gonna start off with the Jimmy Dean breakfast sausages. We have 2 of these. Don't put that up there yet. The salmon fillet thingies, whatever. We have 2 of these. The True Fruit strawberry chocolate ones, 2 of these. Chicken Alfredo, 3 of these. A big old thing of French fries, 1 of these. We got some burritos, 1 of these. Chicken bites, 1 of these. Of 6 pound, no, this isn't 6 pound, chicken breast strips, 1 of these. I already showed you guys that. A lasagna with meat sauce, 1 of these. A big old log of meat, 1 of these. A 6 pound pack of chicken breast tenderloin, 1 of these. Bag of biscuits. I love these biscuits. These biscuits are so freaking good, and you can put them in the air fryer. But we normally put them in the oven, but they come out just as good in the air fryer. 2 things of premium sausages and a thing of pizza rolls. That is all the freezer stuff. Be right back. Okay, next is the drinks. We got 2 of the lemonade. Tea. 2 teas. We got 1 24-pack of Yoo-Hoo. We got 3 24 packs of apple juice. Yes, 3 of them. They go through them like water. 1 pack of mini Dr. Peppers. 1 pack of mini Coca-Colas. 1 pack of 24 variety pack of Snapples, apple, fruit punch, kiwi. Oh, jeez. Oh, almost stopped. 2 packs of 40 things of waters. I told you guys those. We got some almond milk. Where's the Sprites? And we got 1 pack of, how many Sprites is in that? 35 Sprites. Next, I'm going to do this. Hold on. 1 more drink. A pack of the Kool-Aid Halloween edition blueberry, I think is what they called it. No, Scary Berry is what they call it. Now for the fruit. Okay, next is the fruit and vegetables. We got a big thing of kiwi. We got a small pack of mini kiwi. We have a big old watermelon over here that I'm not going to try to pick up, the big old watermelon. We got 2 packs of blackberries. 2 cuties, 2 packs of cutie, 2 things of watermelons, 1 thing of grape a thing of red grape tomatoes, a cantaloupe, 2 yellow kiwis. Y'all know these are me and Mala's favorites. We love these. A thing of apples, uh, iceberg lettuce, 3 things of strawberries because I want to make my famous strawberry lemonade. And yes, it's famous now because we be fucking it up. So it's my famous strawberry lemonade. And if you don't like it, you ain't got it like it. Me and my kids love it. Is that it for the? Yep, I think that's it for the vegetables, fruits and vegetables. We're gonna get to the snacks next. I completely forgot to show you guys the popsicles that go in the freezer. My bad. So I'm gonna have to go in the refrigerator. Okay, now I'm gonna do the rest of the food. I don't know what's what, but I'm just gonna do the rest of the food. We got some honey buns. We got a box of these. These are basically apple, banana, and coconut like chip type things or whatever. 2 things of potatoes, which I should have just with the future vessel, but whatever. We got a thing of cinnamon rolls. These are so good, especially when you put them in the microwave. 5 cinnamon rolls. Shoot, I didn't get no broccoli. A thing of cheese. A thing of already boiled eggs. I use these for my tuna if I don't feel like boiling eggs. 2 things of corn. I should have showed you guys that with the other stuff, but anyway. Bubba snacks. Y'all know you can go without those. Box of hot chips. A box of regular chips. The cinnamon toast crunch. Top ramen chicken noodle. Cookie dough. That's from the other time. Oh shoot. 3 things of tuna pouches. I have 3 of these. They come with 10 in a pack. Y'all know me, I love tuna. A pack of club crackers, hot sauce, sour cream and onion. I said sour cream, sorry y'all. Honey, ranch dressing, Amala, some vitamins. She ran out her last ones. Syrup, bread, a regular bag of potato chips, 2 things of egg, a thing of regular crackers, saltine crackers, whatever you want to call them, and 2 things of butter. I believe that is it for our haul. Hope you guys enjoyed it. When I go get some more stuff, I will definitely report that and post it for you guys. But yeah, that's all I got at Sam's Club today. This stuff came to $719 in food stamps, except for the multivitamins. Those were, I think, $12 or $13, not sure. But yeah, that's how much all this stuff came to. I am about to put everything in the refrigerator and go visit Kaylin. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any suggestions of videos you guys would like to see, please let me know. I want to do more hair content because I know it's a lot of people that are like, how do you take care of your hair? This, that, and the third. I have a weird texture of hair, but we'll get into that another time. I'm gonna start doing hair content for myself, my children, skin content, all that good stuff. If there's anything you guys want to see from me, please put it in the comments below. I will definitely start recording that type of stuff. And since we're moving and I do have a car now, I'm going to start taking you guys on the journey of me looking for a house. I only have not until October 31st, so I have less than 2 months to find a house. So yeah, I'm going to take you guys on that journey as well. And yeah, I think that's it. If not, I'll come back and yap my ass off with you guys on live later today. So yeah, I might take you guys with me to visit Kaylin today too. So peace. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What's your opinion on food stamps? How many times have you been able to afford groceries at that level with your own money? If you enjoyed the video, Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to keep creating more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.